There are three parts to my testimony. I went from alcohol and drugs to finally freedom and peace in my life. This is what I remember about growing up in an abusive home. I started drinking around 9 or 10 years old, not to party or to get drunk, but to forget the abusive beatings from my mother, the beatings we took as kids from our father for not cleaning our rooms, or if we got any problems at school. I drank so I would no longer feel anything. The beatings our dad gave when he drank, and the beatings I saw growing up as a young kid. I was scared and ashamed. I was scared the older I got because I wanted to destroy or beat the crap out of my dad. For what he did to my mom and the beating she got from a man who said yeah, he loves us. As I grew older, the more I drank and started to realize that my dad was also getting older. But not only that, he was a lonely old man who had nothing left in his life. I started to have compassion for him. My hate started to fade away, but was still lurking in the back of my mind. I was still drinking, but for a different reason. It was to keep the anger and pain away, deep down inside where I wanted to stay. The day I finally quit drinking was the day I lost a close friend to cancer. That friend was my mother. She was my friend, my advisor, and my son's grandmother. In 2012, she left this world to a better place, but I did not see it that way. I was angry at God and the world, but before my mom's passing, she asked me to do one thing for her. She asked me to quit drinking because I reminded her of my dad when he drank. I fulfilled her last request for her the day I laid her to rest. I made a promise to her I would quit drinking, and I kept it to this day. What I did not know or realize is when you take something away from your life, you can feel something missing, an empty feeling inside. Okay? 6 months after my mom's passing, a friend introduced me to crack cocaine. This took away the loneliness, the hurt, and the pain I felt from my mother's passing. By doing drugs, it took the hurt away from her passing, but it brought a bigger loss to me, my son. I lost him for a time to the Ministry of Children and Families. What I did not realize by doing drugs, my son started doing them as well at the age of 16 years, and is still doing them to this day. We hardly talk to each other because he blames me for his addiction, his anger, and because he lost his dad to drugs. My own addiction had not fully taken over my life yet. There would be times I would go for months without using it. Then I would use it once every few months. I would turn into using every few weeks. Would turn into every few days until finally it was an everyday thing. Finally, I had enough and I searched for help. I went to 5 different treatment centers before staying things for months turned into years. I stopped drinking and doing drugs. In 2003, I lost another friend to cancer. But this time, it was harder on me. My friend was in and out of the hospital, and finally the day came when I had to rush him back to the hospital for the last time. It was a Sunday night when this happened. The reason I said it was different because I knew inside that he was not going to make it. And his last words he said to me was, "Thank you for being there for him and helping him out." He gave me a hug and passed away in my arms. And this is how I ended up in Vernon. I lost 2 friends because of cancer. My son did not want anything to do with me. Plus a good friend for a lot of years asked me to try Vernon. I was still clean till then. And I had a 5-day run in August of 2024. I was back doing crack cocaine once again, not to forget or hide the pain, but because I felt lonely. I found that after a few days, God had his hand on me. He allowed me to go through 5 days of using, and I had finally come to him and get on my knees and ask God to take this addiction away from me. He did just that. But not before I had to confess what I did to my friend Chuck, as well as the street church team that I met through him. I knew what I did was wrong, so I had to let everyone on the team know I was stepping down from the team and why. I also found I did not let down my pastor, but I also let down my friend for over 45 years, as well as his family. 3 months after I stepped away from the church, it was a revelation for me. I no longer felt afraid or alone and surrendered everything to the Lord. After about 14, 15 years of driving, I regained my driver's license. I now own my own vehicle. Also, I regained trust with my friends at Street Church and my pastor, as well as his family. This is all because I allowed the Lord to do a 180 turn in my life. I allowed the Lord to change the way I think and act. I'm not saying that this is easy, but I'm saying it's possible. If you are willing to do the work and just let God do what He does best, to walk alongside of you and to love you. Just open your heart and let Him in.
Woo! Never again. Well done, buddy.